Yo, what's up guys? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. And in this one I wanted to give some insight as well as proof that Call of Duty in and of itself does not need to change, because as we know, the rumors have been going around like crazy. There's speculation of whether or not they're true or whatnot in terms of Call of Duty changing, or is it not going to change? Is it going to go back to the way it was? But that's not exactly the entire point of this video. This point is basically that Call of Duty really doesn't need to change. In order for not only to make fans happy, but for it to be financially successful as well. So in every single aspect, Call of Duty doesn't need to change all that much. All they need to do is give us different versions of everything that we already have. For instance, I'm also going to give you proof from other games as well that are very related, and I think you guys will understand once I get into it. For instance, in COD 4, we did not have pro perks, and we did not have customizable kill streaks. They basically amplified one of the things that made Call of Duty 4 so good with the perks and with the kill streaks, that to where they made it to where it's a little bit more customizable. They gave us pro perks, but the formula itself was pretty much the same. All they did was just add another layer of depth to it. And that's all they really need to do. They need to either add another layer or alter it in a sense to where it improves upon the main formula of itself while keeping it intact. For instance, in Black Ops 2, for instance, they introduced score streaks as opposed to kill streaks, to where it's points. And with Pick 10, Pick 10 was a better way to basically customize your loadout in the specific way that you want, and giving you more options while keeping the game balanced. And while keeping the core Call of Duty formula intact. Because with pro perks, we were getting more of what we liked in the first place. And with Pick 10, they took it to another level while keeping the balance. And at the same time, we get more of what we want, because everybody plays differently. Some people don't use lethals and tacticals and like to stock up on weapons and ammo and perks. Some people are very much the opposite. Some people play the objective a lot. Some people are slayers. You guys know what I'm getting into. So it's things like that Call of Duty needs to keep on doing. Just give us different versions of the same thing. Now, for instance, or alternate versions of the same thing. For instance, DLC. Why do we get DLC? Why do we get maps? So that way the game kind of lasts longer, so that way we don't get too bored of playing the same maps over and over again, right? So it's the same thing. That's all they need to do, if you think about it. So, and another thing, with Halo, like I was talking about that I was going to get into in the very beginning of this video. With Halo was essentially the same game from Halos 1, 2, and 3. It wasn't until Reach 4 and 5 till things changed drastically to the point to where a lot of fans were voicing their opinion that they did not like this. It did not fully feel like Halo, and they changed it too much to where they just didn't like it. It was too much of a change. I can understand where they're coming from. And the thing is that, yeah, that is more proof. And as a matter of fact, there's this modded Halo 3 online version that is out there for free that a bunch of modders made. It's basically Halo 3 on PC. You can play with a controller, obviously, if you want. But it's Halo 3 on PC, and it's I guess a really good and solid version of Halo 3 for the PC, and even better. I mean, you can join in game or whatnot, and all these kind of things. So, and a lot of people are playing it. I mean, it's obviously it wasn't anywhere to where, you know, when Halo was in its prime, but still, a lot of people are still playing that game. A lot of people are still playing Black Ops 2 to this day. I'm sure a lot of people still play Ghosts and Modern Warfare 3. Well, Ghosts not that many, but Modern Warfare 3. I mean, there's a reason why people are playing the older Call of Duty games. Now, granted, some people are playing the jetpack games as well, and that's perfectly fine, because everybody has their own. You know, sometimes we just feel like playing something completely different because we just get too tired and bored of playing the same thing over and over again. I myself am somebody that commits this all the time. But as far as with Halo going, and with the things that I discussed, there doesn't really need to be change. And it seems like every single developer and or studio or whatnot or publisher is just seeking change. Look, just give us different score streaks, give us different weapons, and give us more of them, by the way, too. Okay, keep the gameplay balanced. Give us more maps, and good maps, by the way, good maps. Because if you were to give me the best maps in Call of Duty and put them all together into one, even though I've been playing them for years, I'll never get bored of playing them because they're just really good maps. And you can throw flavor in it by having good score streaks, good weapons to use, different ways to customize your loadout to where you won't get bored of using the exact same setup over and over again. But at the same time, if you want to, you could still do it. See, and that's the beautiful thing about Call of Duty is options. but it still needs to play like COD. It still needs to feel like COD, and that's where it can become a little bit tricky. But if you think about it, it's not as tricky or as complex as sometimes we make it out to be. Even though we've been having the same thing for so many years, I mean, if it continues to be done right, and if they do it right, and if they alter it in a sense that's correct without damaging the formula of what Call of Duty is and the way it plays and the way it feels, well, there you go. I mean, at the same time, it's also the only thing that makes it tricky is that it's also very, very easy to mess up the Call of Duty formula. For instance, let me give you a little example. If Call of Duty were to not play in 60 frames per second anymore and they went down to 30, that would be enough in a lot of people's eyes. That would be enough to ruin a lot of the experience, if not the entire experience. Because, yeah, it's kind of like I mentioned before in other videos. It's kind of like a pizza. The concept of a pizza is easy, but to make a pizza legitimately good, there's a whole bunch of little things that go into it, and you got to get all those little things right, because if you mess up one thing, it could ruin the entire pizza. There you go. But anyway, guys, that's what I wanted to get into. I mean, and if any developer is watching this, I mean, I seriously doubt it, but the thing is, it doesn't need to change all that much. Just do a few of the things that I mentioned in this video, and some of the things that the other YouTubers have also mentioned as well. I'm sure Thunder's gone into this as well, and you know, your community will be happy. You know, get rid of supply drops or put a reasonable price tag on a damn weapon. If that's what you want to do, and voila, there you go, and that's it. So anyway, although I personally think supply drops should be gone completely. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. I went a little bit over time, and let your thoughts and comments be known down in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, let me know, and if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. I'll catch you guys on the next one.